Jan make the cut.
So Drimick doesn't jump to the ball. It's very simple. When the pass is made, jump to the ball so you stay between your man and the basketball. And now that's the 10th team foul on the Broncos. So Falcons are in the double bonus.
Leon Rice talking to his assistants. Should make mention one of his assistants is Jeff Linder, who's got a lot of ties to Colorado. In fact, his parents are from Meade. His brother lives in Highlands Ranch not far. And the fans are getting fired up here for their Falcons.
And I like the activity in the Falcon zone. They're talking to each other. I don't call them defensive slides. They're defensive sprints, even in the zone, and they are sprinting their slides.
Drimick takes the shot and got it to go down. First field goal since 10:31 for Boise State. Here they are with a turnover. Watkins the steal. Down court, dribble, knocked away. Coker got a hand in.
But a hustle play means he has to earn it at the line.
Do you like that foul? Drimick going to be at the line when we come back. Here he hits a three as he finds an opening and just nails it for Boise State.
They lived.
They lived.
They lived.
We lived, thanks to our Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
In Texas, there's nothing pee-wee about youth football. Strap up for an inside look at the Texas Youth Football Association.
I don't care how much pain you're in. You don't quit, do you understand? Yeah.
Emotional fans, obsessed parents, passionate coaches.
I could care less if they cry.
How far would you go to make your son a champion? Friday Night Tykes, Tuesdays at 9 on the new Esquire Network.
What you're looking at is the world's largest off-road lineup. Ranger, Sportsman, Razor, all industry leaders and all on sale now. Sportsman start at just $51.99. Razors under 10 grand. Rangers start at $89.99. Top of the line XP 900s come with a free winch. Take your pick of the off-road's best with rebates as high as $1,300 and payments as low as $100 a month during the Polaris XP sales event.
Well, this is the first of our doubleheader of Mountain West basketball here on Root Sports, and this has been a good one, 50-47. As you see, it's a close one. Coming up next, we have got Colorado State at Wyoming. Want to go back a couple of weeks, Wyoming and CSU meeting in Fort Collins. John Octius, Daniel Bejarano, they led the way for the Rams. This game was tied at the half. Colorado State put up 51 in the second half. They'd win it going away 82-67. And that was when Wyoming had to play without Larry Nance Jr. for the first time. We'll see what happens coming up next right after this game from Laramie, CSU at Wyoming.
I did that game on TV, and you're right. First game without Larry Nance. They didn't know how to play without him. Now they're starting to figure it out a little bit. Back in Laramie, this is going to be a much closer game.
This is a two-point game. And now a one-point game. Drimick with the 2 free throws for Leon Rice.
And they came out of the timeout, and half the team wanted to press and half did. That's a bad job, not by the coaching staff, but by the team. Brain lock.
Coming up on 3.5 to go. Earls goes down the lane and off the glass for 2.
You said off the glass, and that's a great lesson for young players. When you're flying through the air, you don't have to be quite so perfect with your shot if you use the window. Use the glass on the when you're up in the air.
Out to Brokley, has an open look. In and out. Williams up high for the rebound. Knocked away by Drimick. They fight for it. The tie-up, it's going to be Boise State basketball.
Remember what I said earlier about when Watkins got on the floor, he got his team half a possession, and this possession is showing up now when they need it. Nice drive, nice use of the window. And now at the other end.
From behind. Yeah, just the knockaway by Drimick.
Drimick with those quick hands reaching in there.
Williams went up and got his 11th board.
When you grab the rebound, you're taught to chin the ball. Bring the ball underneath your chin, hold it in a strong position. He brought it down, Williams being he, brought it down to his hip, and that allowed the deflection to take place, and therefore the possession going to Boise.
And a new clock for the Broncos. Who's come to life in the second half. Dribble drive.
Well, the guy that hasn't come to life is Marks. He's languishing on the bench. Didn't play well, hasn't played well, he sits down.
Loriaga, that's not going to go down, but there's Drimmick, and Drimmick with a huge offensive rebound and bucket. And what game we've had here. Air Force came out flying. They were up 7 at the half, and now it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, it hasn't been pretty, but it's close. It's what we wanted. You know, if you're doing what you and I do, all you ask for is a game that's going to the last minute or two that's close.
Absolutely. See what they call here. Yeah, Cameron didn't get a hand on it.
Great back cut by Cameron on that one. Here we see the putback. Nobody blocks out. Drimmick is on the lower right. We can't see who didn't get him, but he gets there and gets the offensive rebound, uses the rim to protect the ball, and gets his name in the newspaper.
Out to Coggins. 10 on the shot clock.
Get the ball in Coggins' hand. He's the one player that makes something happen off the dribble, and guess what? The last player you thought that would drive the ball to the basket did it. It's been that kind of game.
It's the senior Chase Cameron.
Cameron takes the ball to the basket. It's going to shoot a pair of free throws because Watkins fouls him. That's a bad foul by Watkins. Just get your hand up. You're not a shot blocker. Get your hand up because Cameron's not used to finishing those plays.
I don't think he's used to shooting from the line either. He does have 3 points in this, his final game here at home. He's the lone senior on the Air Force squad. That one goes down. 2:14 to go, 53-51 Falcons. The lead here at home. Mark Stout, the coach Dave Bullwinkle. Let's see what happens in the final couple of minutes.
Good screen set by Watkins. They should have got him slipping to the basket.
Boy playing big board. Watkins gets another one. Up, can't get it to go down, but he gets fouled. See Drimmick take an open look here, but he just doesn't fire it correct. Shortened. That's what Watkins has been doing all season long.
Getting offensive rebounds. That case, a loose ball after a bro play shot was blocked. Nobody blocked out bro play going to the basket. Now this free throw can tie the ball game up, and Leon Rice is feeling a little better than he did an hour ago.
And it also gives Watkins his double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds, 16th of the season.
Look the ball to go to the elbow here to Earls, and then a cut along the baseline.
Jan trying to get position. Brings it back out. Coggins with 8 on the shot clock. Williams. Coggins, long three. Not going to go. Tough shot. Good hustle on the floor. Who's got the basketball? Looks like they're going to give it to the Falcons.
And the Falcons were lucky then because Williams did not go hard to that long rebound, and Drimmick almost got it.
Let's take a look at the foul here that they call on Hodgie. He kind of came through Williams. So 1:22 to game. Tied at 53. Got a chance to show you the Mountain West standings as we come into today. Coach, this is the final day. 10 of the 11 teams are playing. Utah State has already finished their season, regular season.
The regular season, they've still got the conference tournament where they like to, you know, they're a senior-laden group, pull a few upsets. Again, the two best teams, prohibitive favorites, are San Diego State, New Mexico. UNLV could get a hot at home. Boise, you know what? If I would have taken a dark horse, it would have been Boise. But the Broncos, they look like an old nag today instead of a dark horse. They are not playing well, even if they win this one.
New Mexico plays at San Diego State later today.
Yeah, huge game. The return engagement from 2 weeks ago in the pit.
Both teams 15-2 in conference play.
Well, two teams that are going to be in the NCAA tournament no matter what. They are two very, very deserving clubs. New Mexico does it with offense and rebounding and the banging inside of the Twin Towers, Bairstow and Kirk. Conversely, San Diego State's a little bit offensively challenged, but they're one of America's great defensive teams.
What's your take on UNLV this year?
Too many distractions. The distractions like the Savon Goodman situation set that team off kilter, and that's part of the reason they struggled. Remember, they lost an awful lot of players from last year's club.
There's Coggins. Control things from the backcourt. Rose comes out, high post. At the elbow. Coggins on the cut. Jan comes out now. Spins, goes to the lane. Not going to go. Watkins with the rebound.
Yeah, Jan, a whirling dervish going to the basket, sometimes a little bit out of control.
Drimmick went hard to the basketball and gets fouled.
Ball's thrown ahead. Drimmick, good decision by Drimmick. That's definitely a foul. Coggins is upset, but he had him by the arm trying to do a chin-up on his forearm. One of the things I liked about that in Drimmick, he realized the lone defender back in position to defend him was Kemmerer. Kemmerer does not have the lateral quickness to guard Drimmick. Good decision by Drimmick to attack the cup in that situation.
So Coggins fouls out with 10 points. Falcons are going to have to make a change in their backcourt. I just said that he was kind of controlling things.
Well, where that really hurts the Falcons is he's the lone player in their team that can really make something happen off the bounce,
off the dribble,
and create his own shot. Yes.
You see Jan, you see Kammerer. Coker's back on along with Williams and Earls as Coggins takes a seat. It's the Falcons 5 on the floor. Drimmick's at the line. Watkins. Pro play.
2 shots.
Hadzi on the floor. Loriaga. Drimmick to the line.
78% free throw shooter, so you would expect him to drop those, and he did.
Drimmick in double figures now. He did not score in the first half. Two-point lead for Boise State, but we've had 7 ties and 8 lead changes.
If you're the Falcons, you don't want to take too much time in this possession because you want to have a chance to get a second possession. Good decision by Jan. When he drove the ball, he knew the bro play wasn't quite as quick. He drove him into the foul. He goes to shoot a pair of free throws. Remember, the last time up here, Jan missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
Bro play just couldn't get any position as he was trying to get on Jan drive in the lane. Air Force 12 of 18 from the line in the game. You know what, Coach? This will be free throw number 45 on the afternoon combined.
Number 3, Justin Hammonds.
Hammonds in for defense, replacing Coker. Coker, this is the offense-defense substitution. Hammonds a very good long defender who can also rebound his position well.
55 all, 40 seconds and counting. Fans on their feet at the Clune Arena. Almost a walk. Fans wanted a call. Pro play has the basketball. Drimmick comes out.
Don't leave Drimmick, and know where Loriaga is in the corner.
Tipped away. Jan almost had it. 12 on the shot clock. Drimmick down the lane. Stripped away. Kammerer comes up with it, and they call a foul on Boise State. What do they call it?
The timeout call. So great play by Kemmerer. Here is senior night, okay? And Kemmerer's come up with some big plays during the course of the game. He's showing he should be playing more time. So the drive to the basket.
He's calling timeout.
Kemmerer was calling timeout as he fell to the floor.
Yeah, that just kind of popped out to him.
So now a tie ball game, 15.9 left. If you're the Falcons, and this is what Coach Filipovich is telling his team, we're going to hold the ball for the last shot. We want the shot taken with about 3 seconds. So if we don't make it, we have a chance for a tip. At the other end of the floor, one of the things that Coach Rice is saying is so many games in these situations are lost on the putback. when the Falcons shoot, make sure you block out and pursue, and understand that they're not going to call a rebounding foul in this situation. Katie barred the door. It's mayhem going for that ball because the officials are not going to decide the game on a whistle on a rebounding foul.
Hey, the road ahead is brought to you by Big Sky Ford Lincoln. We have a passion for service and making you a customer for life. Visit us in Torrington or at bigskyford.net. Of course, the road ahead, you know what it is, the Mountain West Tournament. Next Wednesday through Saturday at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. So here we go. Falcons with the basketball, 55 all. Coker, Jan, runs the court, pulls it back.
Look for Jan to do something off of the bounce. He's the best player out here off of the bounce. There's a high ball screen. He splits it.
He's through and it's taken away. And Hodge gets the left-hander up and won't go with the buzzer. Wow. Jan got through the lane. It was taken away. We'll get another look. Let's take it from Air Force and their possession. There's 15.9 on the clock.
The whirling dervish splits the double team, but loses it on the deflection by Broplay. Good play and a smart play by Hadziomerovic. He realized with that amount of time on the clock, drive and try to make something happen. If you call a timeout, you're going to have less than 2 seconds to do anything. You never get a shot as good as that one. They couldn't quite get it done.
55-55. Overtime comes your way next. It's Mountain West basketball on Root Sports.
It's springtime in the Rockies. Hi, I'm Suzanne Shaw. It's a Subaru Love Spring event at Mike Shaw Subaru. For some, spring means flowers, birds, and bulbs. But at Mike Shaw Subaru in Thornton, spring means time for a new car.
Lease a 2014 Impreza 2.0i with payments as low as $94 a month. You gotta love spring.
Whatever spring means to you, make Mike Shaw Subaru your first stop.
Mike Shaw Subaru. Our lowest prices guaranteed. 1650 West 104th or MikeShawSubaru.com.
The decision was made. We were making a move. We had to. We knew that if we came in too high, it would cost us big time. We had to stay low. And boy, did we. We locked it in and rode that low rate from Navy Federal Credit Union all the way to our first house. It's a split-level ranch. So cute.
4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Back in Colorado Springs at the Air Force Academy, about to start OT. 55 all. Broncos and Falcons are tied up at the end of regulation. Let's show you some players that are in some foul trouble. Coggins has already fouled out for Air Force. Hammonds has 4, so does the freshman Coker. Drimmick, Watkins, Broplay, and Thompson, all big players for Boise State, but sitting at 3.
I think the important thing there with the guys with 4 is right now the players with 4 attack them because they're going to not foul so they can stay on the floor.
It's Coggins who has fouled out. But Dave Pilipovich, his team, in their second OT game. They played an overtime game February the 1st against Nevada. For Boise State, 3 of their last 5 now have gone into OT. They're just off a double OT loss at home.
But not only that, they have not been successful very much this year. They're 5 and 6 in games of 6 points and less.
I wonder if they'll get to 70. It's 55 all. Drimmick puts up a 3, had a look, that's off. And the rebound down to Earls. Leon Rice sends his defense back.
Well, partially because of the foul trouble, Leon's got them in the 2-3 zone. He also recognizes that the best long-distance shooter for the Falcons, Coggins, is on the bench with 5 fouls. He's done for the afternoon.
Cameron going to go strong. Nope, kicks out. Williams. Short. Rebound. Jan.
Loriaga didn't block out. Jan made him pay.
Earls thought about it, kicks it over. Jan. Dribble drive. Circus shot off the glass and 2.
How many times does Max hit the floor after making a basket? How many times does he just hit the floor, period?
I was going to say before or after. Air Force 7 and 9 at home this season. Aloriaga with 10 on the shot clock. Hands it off. Watkins trying to get position underneath. Back out, pro play, 5, Drimmick. Aloriaga has a look. Got to go down for 3.
That was a tough play. Kemmer had to go from a long distance to try to block that shot, contest that shot. He doesn't have the foot speed to get from the post to the corner.
Aloriaga 5 of 14 and almost had a steal there from beyond the arc. Falcons now down 1. And Coker lost the handle.
Get back, get set on defense. Good job. Great job in defensive transition. Got to the paint, and then what I say, got to the porch, which I call the three-point line. Took away the paint, took away the porch.
Drimmick, baseline. Drives on camera, and no call, but Watkins is there.
Johnny on the spot, or Ryan on the spot, as we like to call him.
There he is again. Battles for it. It goes off Watkins. Let's take a look at Jan. As you said, he's all over the joint, especially on this kind of a play.
The best thing he does is drive the ball. He always shot fakes to set up his dribble drive. Good job doing that, and he bounces off the floor. The Indian rubber man. He's right back up again and right back into play. Boise's still in that 2-3 zone.
With their 1-point lead. Williams, strong in the dunk!
And that was a set play set up by Coach Filipovic, because you see the screen set by Kemmerer to set up the lane to the basket by Williams. Great coaching.
Everybody on their feet. Two minutes to go on OT.
I think Boise's taken too much time in attacking the zone. They need to push the tempo a little bit and get more possessions.
That won't go down, and there's Earls with the rebound.
See, that's not what Hadzimarovic does best. 3 of 17 from beyond the arc so far this year. He needed to be passing the ball or driving it.
Filipovic is yelling for Williams to come over. And now he's got the basketball again off the Earls screen. And that's knocked away.
See, bad decision by Earls. Earls should have sprinted back.
And Earls with a foul. Let's go back to Cameron Williams, who now has 22, 3 away from his career high after this jam.
So you watch screen by Earls, and you notice how Kemmerer sealed the man inside. Right there, he seals Watkins, had him on his back. Couldn't get to the basket, set up the dunk for Williams.
Boise State's going to take a timeout. 1:22 shows on the clock here in the first overtime.
So we got Hadzimarovic going to shoot a pair of free throws because Earls fouls him. The dribble drive on the deflection, and here comes Hadzimarovic out. See, Earls was playing cat and mouse. No, his job is to sprint back to that logo. He's got to sprint back and get set in the paint. If you run just along the side of the man, all you're going to do is foul him, and that's what Earls did.
Keep in mind, right after this game, we'll go up to Laramie. Colorado State and Wyoming, the border war.
One of the great rivalries in America that not enough people know about. When I coached at Colorado State, I had the privilege of coaching in that game 4 times. Those two teams don't like each other.
Earlier, it was the orange out, right, at Moby up in Fort Collins.
Actually, it's pumpkin and alfalfa. Those are the colors. Now, Hadzimarovic goes to the line to shoot a pair, but he's only a 64% free throw shooter. So the band and the students in Section 8, which is the all-time great nickname for the student rooting section, are all over Hadzi.
Here comes his second free throw as Leon Rice just holds his breath. And Williams with another rebound. He's now at 22 points and 12 boards in this game.
He's matching Watkins rebound for rebound and point for point.
Both players with double-doubles. Falcons up 1. 1 minute left in this OT. 8 on the shot clock. Jan's got the basketball. Dribble drive, stops, pops, got it! And he's on the floor as well.
He falls down, even makes jump shots. And a great decision by Jan. He recognized that he was guarded by the slower Watkins and decided to use the dribble against him. And we got a timeout by Leon Rice.
Boise State takes a timeout. gives us a chance to take a look at Max Jan.
Nice little stutter, little back dribble into his jumper.
Had to shoot it over Watkins.
I told you I love my redheaded stepchild, Max Jan. He brings it every night. I want him in my foxhole. You know, I talked about, you know, what IQ is and what emotional quotient is. He's got GQ. He's got grit quotient. He's got grit through and through his body. He comes to play.
You look at his numbers, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists.
So you're up 3 if you're the Falcons. Do you foul to prevent the three-point attempt? No, not at this point in time. There's too much time left in the game with 40 seconds.
See, Jan wears 22. He was 0 of 5 from the floor in regulation. Always hit both of his shots here in OT.
Boise with 26 seconds on the shot clock. Down 3. You don't need a 3. There's plenty of time to play the extendo game where you get a 2 and commit a foul.
Now Drimmick.
Well, they're trying to get Oloriaga behind a flare screen set by Watkins.
And the steal by Jan. Bro plays on him, and Jan goes all the way, gets it to go down. Max Jan has brought this place to its feet.
He's got me standing up.
Coach, you're standing up.
Remember what I said about passes that are parallel to the baseline? The pass is made is parallel to the baseline. Therefore, see, it's parallel to the baseline by Hadziemirovic. The deflection, the steal, the layup, the foul, the opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Let's take another look. Jan coming right at you, beats bro play. Goes down, and now he's heading to the line. Moving slow, but after this fall, he'll take it.
Those turnovers for touchdowns, just like a pick 6 in football. That was Champ Bailey going to the house. And so we got Jan with a chance to put the game to 6 points. Right now it's 5. They have control of the game if they play smart. They can have double control if he makes this one.
The junior from San Antonio hits the free throw.
A little extended pressure. Dave Pilipovich wants extended pressure just so the ball is dribbled and the clock starts.
Jan has 7 points here in OT. Drimmick, long 3. Off the front, Williams a rebound. And there's the senior Kammerer getting fouled with 10.2 on the clock. And his Falcons up 64-58.
So you hear coaches talk about finishing games and what it takes to finish games. Well, one of the things it takes is making clutch free throws, and Jan just did that in that situation. Be strong with the basketball. Air Force has the arrow. If somebody's tying you up, give burst to the ball, double up on it, let him tie you up because you get the ball back. No foolish fouls. No need to foul, and understand score and clock situation. Now what Kemmer is doing right now, making free throws late in the game is like getting those first downs late in the football game and moving the chains. Yeah. This free throw would make it a 3-possession game. He didn't.
The rebound almost came right back to him. He didn't get his hands on it. There's only 7 seconds. Boise State
has to shoot it.
They got to get something. And the 3 goes down. There's a 1/10 of a second of that, and that'll do it. And Max Jan holds the basketball up as the crowd loves every minute of it.
And senior Chase Kammerer goes home happy because of the non-seniors helping him win.
So the final score, Air Force 64-61 in overtime. Let's get you up to Laramie, Wyoming for game 2 of our doubleheader. Here's Barry Tompkins and Joe Cravens.
And we want to welcome you, all of you who have been watching the first game of this doubleheader, Boise State and Air Force. They went into overtime. Barry Tompkins, Joe Cravens here in Laramie, Wyoming. Final game ever, as we know this building, the Arena Auditorium, about to get a $30 million facelift. Matter of fact, something I could use, a $30 million facelift.
Well, let's just split it. We'll go $15 million apiece and get a 2-for-1.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
You know, it's interesting, Barry, the last regular season game of the year for these two teams, playing a border war game, they call it here. If you think teams have given up and chucked it in, how about that game before us? Air Force in 10th place, taking Boise State, a team picked 3rd in the league, all the way to overtime.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, that's the thing about this league. And now, everybody goes to Las Vegas, and it's a whole new deal all over again.
Well, Wyoming, with the win tonight, still has a chance to get that first-round bye on Wednesday, finishing in 5th place. They're going to have to get a little help, but there's still a lot on the line for the Cowboys.
Yeah, they need to have Fresno State lose, but first things first, they got to take care of business here.
They've really been, Barry, dealt a tough hand when they lost Larry Nance Jr., one of the premier players, premier inside players in the entire league.
Absolutely. And since his loss, they've been in almost every game. I mean, this team does not get blown out. Problem is, their starters are all playing 30 minutes plus.
Yeah, and I think here you see a guy who's been called on, Granberry, to fill a much bigger role with Nance out. But they have had the lead in their last 2 games at halftime, but they just ran out of gas. 3 games ago, it was tied. They're just having trouble finishing games physically because of fatigue.
And Granberry picked up his 2nd personal foul, and we're not yet 4 minutes into this game. And Granberry will have to take a seat.
Now the Cowboys get even smaller. They take Granberry out and replace him with Trey Washington, a 5'11" freshman guard from the Dallas area. So essentially playing with 1 inside player and 4 guards now.
Carlton Hurst comes into the Colorado State lineup. Jerson Santo leaves.
Hurst, one of the great high school prospects coming out of Aurora, or Manual High School in Aurora last year. 5 starts, a lefty, has a very bright future with the Rams.
Avila with a nice touch, his little contact under the basket. And fortunately, the officials doing a good job to make sure nothing happened. 4-2 ball game, 15:53 remaining.
It's matchup month at your local Ford store. Compare our lineup to the competition and see what makes Ford America's favorite brand. Escape is the right choice in this round. Get $2,000 cash back or lease one for $219 a month. F-150 is a slam dunk winner, #1 for 37 years. Get up to $9 grand total savings or 0 for 60 plus $22.50 trade-in cash. This Ford lineup has the MPG it takes to win on the road. These offers won't last long, so hurry to your local Ford store.
Kicks it over to Hayward. It's up and in! He's been unbelievable tonight. He'll launch a 3. Got it! Assaulting the rim. Welcome back to 20th and Blake. Got a chance. Rockies away.
Mountain West basketball is back on Root Sports College Hoops.
Changes direction. Bounce pass. Cut for a hammer.
With all the game winners.
Has to fire one up. He hits it!
And in your face throwdown.
Assaulting the rim.
From the best teams and the greatest players. Featuring over 30 Mountain West Conference games.
He'll launch a 3. Got it!
And it all happens here. It's the Mountain West on Root Sports.
Looking for one more. Got him!
Well, a slow start for both teams. Only 6 total points scored in 4 minutes and change since we got underway here in Laramie. Here are the lineups brought to you by Built Ford. Tough starting lineups brought to you by your local Ford stores. Ford, go further. John Octius, Joe Deciman, Daniel Bejarano, as we spoke of, J.J. Avila, and Jerson Santo. For the hometown Wyoming Cowboys, Rodney Grabo, Josh Adams, Nate Sobey, Jaron Granberry, who is now, or Jaron Granberry, I beg your pardon, who is now on the bench with 2 fouls, and Derek Cook Jr. Here was the action we spoke of going away to break. It's away from the ball, right at the bottom of your screen.
Well, that looked like 2 out of 3 falls there. The officials are calling that a double foul, and very justifiably so, I think, as both of them had each other around the waist. That's Josh Adams and Daniel Bejarano. Now, why that play's so big is that's Bejarano's 2nd foul.
Exactly.
Well, they don't call this the border war for nothing, Barry. This is an old rivalry, and both these teams, if they don't know about this rivalry, when they arrive on campus, they find out about it pretty quick. This is a very, very hard-fought game when there's a lot or nothing on the line.
That's Cook down low for the jam as Avila went down. Incidentally, Bejarano on the bench now for Larry Eustachy. He's replaced by Dwight Smith from the... Going to get a foul. This will be an and one as Washington took the basket.
Well, I think this is a nice called play coming out of the timeout by Larry Shyatt. That was a small to big cross screen. You saw Avila go down on that, but he received, that's Derek Cook I'm speaking of, a cross screen by Riley Graybo, the springing for that point-blank dunk.
So Deciman at the line converts a three-point play.
Deciman, the coaches will tell you, the most improved player on this Colorado State team. 4 guys on their team have started all 30 games, and that 5th position has kind of been a floating position, but this kid has come the closest with 20 starts of sealing his name on it.
Here's Graybo. Graybo contested 3, and he got it to go. Can't guard him any better.
One of the best three-point shooters all year. At one time, he was leading the nation in three-point percentage. Had a rough game in Logan last week, only 1 for 5 from the three-point line.
And they left Deciman to shoot the 3, and he missed it, and here come the Cowboys.
The Cowboys, as I said, playing very, very small. Derek Cook Jr. at 6'9". The next tallest player is Nate Sobey at 6'3".
Adams, good defense that time by Deciman, and a long tray again by Graybo. This one misses. Hurst has the rebound.
You know, I'd let Riley Graybo shoot that as much as he could because he's going to hit a percentage there.
Going hard baseline that time, and it just wouldn't go down. Thought Deciman did everything he could then. Right now, let's take a look at the Peterson Toyota keys to the game.
Well, for CSU, they've got to guard the three-point line with Josh Adams and Graybo being 2 of the best three-point shooters in the league. And they get 20 points a game, one of the leading free throw shooting teams in the nation, by getting themselves to the free throw line.
So Jerson Santo will go to the free throw line, and Larry Eustachy wants a timeout here before the free throw can be shot. Gives us an opportunity to talk about the keys to victory for the Wyoming Cowboys, presented by Peterson Toyota.
Well, they have got to find a way to get to the glass and rebound. I think they're running out of energy and just getting fatigued, but they've been badly out-rebounded their last 2 games. And in those last 2 games, their bench has not scored a single point, Barry. They have got to get some help from someone off that bench.
Santo seemed to have sprained a thumb, and that's why that timeout was called.
Well, a couple easy misses there, and Riley Graybo, nothing easy here in the Arena Auditorium's last game.
Well, the Rams now 2 of 10 from the field, so you talked about Wyoming's defense, and they're picking up kind of where they've left off.
Well, I think we mentioned it ad nauseum already in the first 6 minutes. They have been playing extremely hard, as they have all year, but they've just been running out of gas. And with the loss of Larry Nance Jr., that's 15 points a game, almost 9 rebounds. But defensively, Barry, since he has been out, they're giving up 10 more points a game. So that's a 20-point swing almost.
Larry Shyatt going to his bench a little bit earlier than the norm. He's got Jack Benz on the floor now. So 2 bench players on the floor right now for the Cowboys, Washington and Benz. As badly as the Rams are shooting, the Cowboys are shooting 4 of 7 from the field.
Well, both teams are very, very good defensively. You just knew that this was not going to be a pretty game. It was going to be a very hard-fought and grinded-out type situation, and you'll see more games like that in this league than you see pretty games. This is a very defensive, very rebound-oriented league.
So Santos is still on the bench being tended to, and it looks as though Avila will shoot the free throws for Santos. Officials continue to discuss this. And there's Santos on the bench. Here's another look.
Well, that's kind of the second tangle up we've had tonight. Essentially, they've with Bejarano and Adams going 2 out of 3 falls earlier, and that time the big fella Santo and Grabo kind of getting tangled up in there.
Now, significantly, if Avila does go to the free throw line, which it appears he will, to shoot the free throws, he's a 79% free throw shooter as opposed to Santo being 64% at the line.
Now we've got Carlton Hurst going to
now
the
it's
free throw
Hurst.
line. I think that's one of those situations where the opposing coach gets a chance to pick who he wants to shoot the free throw.
And he's a 63%er, so that makes sense.
And good choice.
One out of 2. So despite the shooting woes of the Rams, they trail by only 3.
Jack Pence, a junior, hadn't played much, didn't play in the last game, but again, Larry Shy just having to go find someone on that bench who can score for him.
And that's Sobey going to the basket, and a foul before. Call it on Dwight Smith. Will not be a shooting foul.
The Cowboys have had 2 different 20-minute halves this year where they've held their opponents to less than 10 points. Where Colorado State stuck on 6 here, which, again, if you follow the Cowboys in this league, is not a big surprise.
Adams, nice penetration, a little step back in the score.
I tell you what Josh Adams has become. He has become one of the best players in the league at creating his own shot. When he got here, he was a kid that could catch and shoot and really jump. Now he's become great at creating his shot off the dribble.
Octius missed the floater. Now here's Adams. Pull up Trey.
As I speak.
Yes.
Thank you, Josh, for making the old coach look a little smart there. And he can not only do it in the paint, he can rise on the other side of that three-point line and shoot it.
And a little bit of acting by Josh Adams, but a very good job of it as Deciman gets the offensive foul.
Oh, this is a tough place to play here. Josh Adams, like I say, plus he elevates on that jump shot as well as any player I have ever seen. There's some school of thinking he may overjump his jump shot. He's got too much hang time up there. Well, you wouldn't know it looking at that shot. That was picture perfect.
Pure. Just 2 of 11 from the field for the Rams and 3 turnovers. Sobey for 3, had a good look. Comes up a little short though. Rebound down into the hands of Octius.
Sobey's one of those kids, when he has got a live ball, you want to keep a hand over the ball so he can't rhythm to his shot.
Good pass by Avila to Hurst, but good job to step in the way that time by, I believe it was Adams who did that.
Avila is a terrific passer. He has great vision on the court. He's coming off of a game where they beat San Jose, where he had 8 assists. There's a whole lot of point guards in this league who have gone this season without getting as many as 8 assists in a game.
And it was Sobey who got over defensively, and the crowd thought that the ball went off the foot of Hurst, and they might have had an argument.
The Cowboy coaching staff do a great job of preparing for the other team's in-out-of-bounds plays.
Bodies flying everywhere, and again a whistle and a foul. And this time,
a little frustration kind of showing its head here with the Rams a little bit. They got to be careful the butter doesn't slide off the biscuit early on them here, Barry. They're down 14-6, and this is not an easy place or an easy team to make up ground against.
Called a foul, I believe, on Octius. It's his second. And now it will be a 1-on-1 situation, 7th team foul. And Sobey converts.
Sobey's playing with a lot of confidence. This is his 64th appearance as a Cowboy tonight. He came here out of junior college, a little slow to get started, but boy, he is really finishing with a flair here as this season comes to a close.
And the Cowboys now on a 10-1 run. Bejarano back in the ball game with 2 fouls. Deciman to the basket.
Another great pass. We just talked about Avila. What a terrific passer he was. Jack Bentz got caught not between his man and the ball there, and Avila made him pay for it. Bejarano back in the game, Barry, with 2 fouls.
Yeah.
I think that's a good move by Larry Stacey, seeing that the game may be getting out of hand a little bit here. You got to roll the dice.
Washington has a good look for 3. It won't go. He got knocked down, no call. Rebound out to Smith.
Washington's one kid who has a chance of scoring for the Cowboys off the bench.
Bejarano, picks up the foul. We'll be back. 16-8 ball game. Wyoming with the lead.
The Subaru Forester, Motor Trend's 2014 Sport Utility of the Year. When you get some